Hey there, it's Kevin Ward with Yes Masters Real Estate Success Training, helping real estate agents get more yeses and more successes in your business and in your life. And I had a great email question about expired and canceled listings in other cities. In other words, absentee owners. So you've got somebody who's already moved and their property is expired. And the question is, how do you handle that differently in terms of setting up a meeting? It's, it almost can, in some cases, not feasible to really schedule a listing presentation or listing appointment because they're not going to be there. How do you approach that? How do you close over the phone and so forth? Okay, well, one, don't make it so difficult. It is the same exact process. You're just doing it by virtual technology rather than actual face-to-face. So it's the same process. Here's the adjustments you make. Number one, you're going to, instead of schedule a listing appointment, you're going to schedule basically a seller consultation or a listing consultation, either by conference call because let's just assume it's a couple. You're talking to all decision makers. That's the main thing. All decision makers, and you either want it to be on a phone call where they can be on speakerphone, they can both hear you, or you can do Skype or Google Hangouts, which allows you to use video, which is way better if they've got that technology and if they're into that. Otherwise, you just call them, they get on speakerphone, and you can do the listing presentation. So you're scheduling it as a listing just to talk about the process of getting their home sold and actually going over everything. I'm going to send you the CMA. I'm going to send you the net sheet. I'm going to send you all the listing documents, and then I'm going to send you my action plan and all that. And then let's set up a time to talk on the phone or to do a Google Hangout, and we'll go over all of that. So you schedule that call. Now, that's setting the listing appointment. It's just a virtual listing appointment. Next step, you're going to pre-qualify them. Same pre-qualifying process as you would do in a regular appointment. You're doing it on the phone. Very important that you fully pre-qualify them before the appointment, because now you're going to find out what their true motivation is. You're going to find out what their objections are, what their expectations are, what personality style they are, and you're going to establish that credibility and rapport with them through that pre-qualifying process. So that's step number two. Second thing, you got to decide if you need to go preview the property. If it's vacant, if it's tenant occupied, whatever kind of property it is it helpful to go preview the property before the appointment? A lot of times it is, if it's feasible, and if they're fully qualified, this is a good qualified listing appointment, then it may be helpful to go out and preview the property. You've got to make that decision. 4, you've got to send out a pre-listing package. This is going to be done totally by email 90% of the time. You can FedEx or overnight a package if you want to. That's got some pop to it. However, the main thing is they've got to get the information in front of them. If they're older, they're not computer savvy, it's probably worth the investment to FedEx or overnight something to them so they have it before your conversation. You just have to plan ahead enough to get it done and get it ready to them. Pre-listing package, here's the thing. If you're doing it by email, what you're going to always send out something by email. You always want to send your intro video where you're introducing yourself to them and just confirming the appointment, the time, and everything in the video, which you should all be doing. That's one of the things I teach in my coaching, is how to do that, which is one thing that will set you apart from other agents. You always want to include the CMA, the net sheet, and you want to include the digital documents, the listing documents, that they can actually do a digital signature and e-signature once they decide to hire you. And then you set up the listing presentation that is going to be done by phone call or by Skype or Google Hangouts, which would be the video version, and you're simply going to do the listing presentation over the phone. It's that simple. You do the listing presentation, you inspire the hire, they digitally sign it, they send it back to you, you sell the house, they get the proceeds, and they get their house sold, you get paid, and everybody wins. Keep it simple.